Hello, everyone, and welcome to ZSR2. Today we've got another race stream of the Zelda 2 Randomizer Standard Tournament 2023. We've got our first race stream of Swiss Round 3 here. We got a double feature today. We've got BKPKT Patrick versus Shatty on the left, and Chromataclysm versus MiRai on the right. I'm starting with the uncompensated Zelda. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. This is. I know I say that this is going to be an exciting race on all of these, but man, this is a lot of very, very good runners, multiple tournament champions. This is going to be a quick one.
Oh, for sure. Currently, we have ourselves all four longtime members of the community, all been around a good few years at this point. Good runners all, and three of our four kids. Let's see. Chroma won the 2021 Sierra Tournament and the 2021 Speed Gaming Live Tournament. Patrick won the 2022 Max Rated Tourney, and Rise are current defending Max Rated champion from this year.
Yep. Poor Shatty, a great runner in his own right. hasn't quite managed to break through and win a tournament yet, but I mean these obviously anyone can win in these races. MiRai versus Chroma is a 2-0 match. Patrick and Shatty 1-1 right now.
Yep. Chroma have beat in his previous races so far this tournament. Chroma's taken out Tiberius and Nimenva. MiRai beat the Unheavenly and Valence. Patrick lost to Homewrecker last week and beat Gob in the first week, and Shatty ended up being unable to play the first week due to some IRL things and beat Nimenva last week. Alright, everyone is ready though, so we should be going here shortly. Gonna click the button, and we'll see how this goes.
Yep, all the runners just doing their traditional pre-race rituals of sitting around having a drink. MiRai doing his traditional pre-race stretches, gonna stand up and get himself into shape.
Yeah. Chat can't see it, but of our four runners, three of them do have face cams. I know Patrick doesn't usually run with one, and that is the case today. Yeah, no, I thought I clicked a button. Apparently not. Hopefully that fixes a small thing I just noticed. There we go. Yeah, you've got the versus indicators on screen to tell you who's racing who.
Nice. Chattered in chat hoping for no Dry Canyon biome. Man, it's weirdly Dry Canyon is actually less likely than the other biomes because Canyon is considered the biome and Dry Canyon just comes up half the time when it is a canyon biome. But anyway, we're off. Looks like maybe mountainous, maybe vanilla-like. Most of our runners gonna go through this Pillar P-Bag cave.
Looking more mountainous, given that we seem to be stuck in a very small segment here in what appears to be the far south.
Yeah, and I saw that Guma
We've got
sits
a mountain
on the
immediately to the north and west. We might be in the southwest corner here, actually. Good catch for Guma.
We're definitely in mountains now because that's early boots.
Because, the game's not going to give you early boots on vanilla-like, because vanilla-like biomes tend to be boots-locked. Yeah, we've got a passive cave here to the north. We've got the one end of Saria just to the north that is visible but completely inaccessible from that side. This is very, very much a mountainous biome. This is incredibly linear right now.
Yeah, it's sort of go up or go through the pass-through cave that just takes you to the same place, and looks like it opens up quite a bit once you get out of that little canyon area.
Yep, P3 or 6. You are required to find Bogor and get ferry for it. You are not getting to the other side. Nito is got fire, which I don't think they want that much either.
It could be useful later. Obviously not going to be that good on Magic 2, but...
You also got hit from at least Chroma's side. There's a heart and 2, which, okay. These guys don't especially need it. It's mentioned all very, very high level, but if they see it, they'll pick it up.
Yeah, and at least the information is useful, if you end up on a glove hunt, just to mark one more palace off that you know it doesn't contain a glove.
Yep. Magic Jar is picked up there for Patrick. That's always nice to see, because we do need to cast Thunder and Fairy and Reflect eventually.
Yeah, Chroma took a second death. Okay, well, he has found Bagu.
Yeah.
Just gonna say hi, might as well.
Yeah, I suppose. I guess if he finds that this scene is absolutely horrible for combat, maybe he'll go pick up Shield. But it's not urgent at this point.
Patrick and Chroma both in Medicine Cave. And ooh, that's a game over for Chroma.
That is a game over for Chroma, and Patrick is down 1 life on his end. Shatty not far behind in his own exploration. MiRai's also in this kind of general middle western part of the map.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's kind of a long walk from where they start to basically anywhere.
It really is. It's great for us as a restream to have such a linear map because it's really easy to follow what all 4 of them are doing.
Interesting. Chroma gonna use this opportunity to actually. Oh, I was gonna say he was gonna cross over now that he knows Bagu, but decides against it.
Yeah, 2 magic jars in the west. Okay, game. Now, if we had any spells to cast with, that would help.
Oh, we could have had shield spell.
Yeah, it's true. It looks like we are 4.
Looks like we may have Robot Star just briefly here, but can keep going while technical issues get corrected. Both of our runners.
Is that any better?
Oh yeah, that's good. Hey.
Unplugging and replugging my headset usually fixes it.
Yeah.
What I was going to say is, looks like we're hard required to go straight north as far as possible and then head east, or take on, because I don't think we've got any other ways around this place, because this westernmost part of the map looks completely cut off for the most part. I don't think I've seen any ways heading east that aren't complete dead ends so far.
Yeah, there are quite a few item caves though up here, Patrick.
Including a raft. They've got 4 out of our 6 items on the west already, which is a lot.
It is. We don't think we've seen grass tile yet. No Stonehenge sighting.
No Stonehenge sighting, and we've seen 4 item caves.
Yeah.
Okay, big old lake to nowhere here in the northwest corner. It doesn't look like we have coast access here. Nope. No coast access, but there's finally our one and only path east. And a raft tile here in the north middle side of the map with P4 right next to it.
If I'm Patrick, I'm sailing out of here immediately. Forget this mountain. I already got most of the items. Let's see what else I can do. Oh no, it's Death Mountain. Never mind.
Maybe not what looks like either Caldera or Mountain is the enemy.
Yeah, Patrick doing a good job though, sighting this cave that doesn't belong, pointing south here from the coast. So he's going to be able to check Hammer Cave. Hopefully something's going to be useful for him.
Yeah, it's also just good practice to check the caves that you're right next to if you get dumped in DM.
Oh, for sure. One of the things
not checking them that are right there and then half an hour later coming back and realizing, oops.
It's kind of going to be unfortunate for Patrick that usually Hammer Cave is so long and you have to walk all the way in and then all the way back. A lot of the time runners like to just up A out of Hammer Cave rather than spend the time walking it all the way back out, but the start is so far from anything that up A's are going to be pretty costly this season, so we may actually see a walkout.
It is, because you are forced to go all the way up the northern side of the, all the way from up the western side of the map and then head east. It looks like we can, I hope the runners noticed, but it looks like there is a narrow water path up here on the north, by the raft tile that looks like it's not quite the edge of the screen. That might is the eastern side of the map. We could also potentially head south from that raft tile as to get a 1-up for Patrick, which, great.
Chroma's seeing 200 points from the red iron knuckles, potentially going to give him a little bit of a farm.
And that's correct on MiRai with that narrow water path. It's a sneaky thing that can be really easy to miss, but is good to catch. Backside of Fairy from MiRai, we might need that, but we'll see.
And not only are there 1-ups in the item pool, just in this Hammer Cave, Patrick has found 3 of them.
Gives it a little silly on that front, yes. Yeah, Patrick unfortunately is having to walk all the way back out.
Shatty, unfortunately, forgetting that in this flag set, that bot always has a hint specifically for where Bagu is, which is not going to help him because he's already talked to Bagu and is looking to cross right now. MiRai, meanwhile, going all the way on the coast, finds a bridge to a mountainous east.
Fantastic.
We asked for no dry canyon. We asked for polite, harder biomes, and boy did we get it.
Yeah, triple mountainous biomes, I think, qualifies. Actually, no, that's back to the. He's back on the west. I was like, where's he going? But yeah, heart container here in Stonehenge. But yeah, it looks like the narrow water paths got MiRai all the way from the northern coast to the eastern coast. We'll see. And Patrick's going the same way. Good.
Yeah, without access to ferry,
going
this may
south
actually
from
be...
P4, which is interesting.
Without access to ferry, this may actually have been the only way around.
Yeah, because they don't have ferry. We don't know where it is. Thank you, Vaughn, reading the party of 6. Welcome in. We've got absolute chaos, triple mountainous biomes, and a hot mess of a map.
Yeah, at least the west is a hot mess. DM is cited. We checked all of, the starting screen, which gave Hammer Cave for a couple runners, and then the east. Well, both our runners took a look and then said, you know what, on second thought, I'm going to check the rest of this west. But it doesn't look like the rest of the west has very much. We've got GP, we got a grass tile that didn't seem to contain much, and MiRai's going to get his last item cave check
grass
here.
Grass tile was part container. Yeah, we've got, okay, there's our final town in the far southeast corner, and a pass-through cave to know where we want, probably, at this point. Life in Rauru. Okay, so I guess all of our important spells are on the east.
Yeah, and Patrick, thinking about not picking up life, but he's like, man, I got 6 bars, I got magic 3, it'd be nice to have something to cast.
He knows he doesn't really want to get shield, at least. Shield is even slower than life.
Yeah.
Rice found the King's Tomb to get a flute hint, okay.
With Mountainous East, that could be relevant.
Where is this, anyhow? I'm not actually sure where he physically is. Go east to find the hammer for Patrick.
Okay, I think he went, down the coast, and then west a bit, and then south.
Like, he's somewhere in the middle of the map. I
think he's, in the middle of the map.
Oh, he went... Oh, this is just... Oh, this is east of Stone. So that's a dead end here. Like, the north middle part of the map, south of the raft tile, seems to be a little bit dead-endy, but I also don't think it much matters, given we've now seen all of our items and...
Yeah, all of our items, all of our towns. Yeah, and
what was our final item, by the way? I remember commenting on that. I remember you commenting on the
just a
final
500-point P-bag.
Okay, so yeah, we don't really care what's south of the raft tile, then. We haven't seen it, and it doesn't matter.
Yep. And so... Yeah, this is talking about getting the life spell or the shield spell. Different runners have sort of different perspectives. Some runners will get it right away. I think Patrick is sort of in the same boat as me, where if you don't have the second one, MiRai sticking with his traditional routing and refusing to pick up life or shield under almost any circumstances.
Yeah. It looks like that bridge is also dumped. Yeah, that bridge dumped us out on that mountainous east, right?
Yeah, that was our one way that we still haven't seen a way to get to the to Maze Island yet. We know that's going to be a cave. And unfortunately, that really could be anywhere.
We've got triple mountainous maps. It might be a while. We do find a magic jar here, not far from the bridge in the east. I'm not actually sure where this bridge is relative to the rest of the east. South looks like maybe the south middle of the southern coast.
It seems likely. Interesting that MiRai...
It looks like the Valley of Death, which is just to the right of MiRai's screen, looks to be somewhat central, probably, I think.
Yeah, interesting that... Oh, man. 2 red Lizalfos sandwiching MiRai, and unfortunately, they appear to both be invincible.
Yep. Ouch. Chroma finding GP. It looks like Patrick's heading to the west, and Shatty's a little bit behind everyone else in terms of world exploration, as that is P5 for MiRai on the east.
Oh no, it's on the maze. The entrance cave was right there, apparently.
What's on the maze, sorry?
The P5 is on the maze. MiRai sort of just hopped in a cave, and P5 was right there a couple tiles away.
Oh,
we all
never mind.
But
okay.
MiRai immediately abandoning it after having checked, not even going to check the surrounding tiles. MiRai is thinking, man, all my required spells are in the east. I'm hunting for towns.
Yeah, he is in the brew right now. I have no clue what spells here. I don't know if he even checked the sign.
This is the fairy spell.
Oh, nice. I was like, did he even check the sign? Because
I don't think it matters at this point. I think MiRai would pick up any spell from any of these eastern towns. He's already found all the not great
Thunder,
spells.
Reflect, and Spell, so yeah. We have an eastern-facing pasture to get into the Valley of Death. Palace. I wonder where the other end of that is at, because I'm not seeing an immediately obvious western-pointing cave right now.
Interesting. MiRai gonna check the far hints, and
oh, there's the cave to Nizar. That's a funny spot for that cave.
MiRai checking the far hint and seeing that the magic key is in the maze. So I think we're gonna see him turn around and go back to the maze.
I think so, as it looks like Chroma might pick it up here, as he's at least taking a quick look around.
Yeah, all three of our runners entering, all three of our runners aside from Shatty entering the maze at basically the same time. And MiRai dipped out immediately but came back. The other runners just going to commit and look for these items. And we know at least one of them is going to be a good one.
Yep. All champions in Mesa. You're not wrong. Hey, Victor. Long time no see. All three taking not too dissimilar routes, all things considered. Currently all kind of the north middle bit of the map, right? Or no, Chroma's a different part of the map. MiRai and Patrick both in the northeast right now, Chroma down in the southwest. And Shandy really just, I think, had a little bit of a rougher time with early western exploration, which is why he's a few minutes behind the rest. MiRai, our first runner to find an item, which is the key, and Patrick coming at it from the other side. Okay.
Yeah, Shatty spent a little bit of extra time as well going to the far side of Saria, which unfortunately didn't have anything for him, but he did get the shield spell for his efforts, so...
Yeah. He's gonna finish clearing out the west pretty soon here. Verifying that the very southeast corner has nothing for him. Chroma picking up his any key. And I'm not sure where our other item on maze between these three.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's somewhere further over to the eastern side of the map, maybe?
Yeah, I feel like it kind of has to, because Patrick and MiRai both got to the same place from opposite sides, and so sort of has to be nowhere on that route at all. So yeah, probably the far eastern edge. MiRai, having picked up Fairy Spell, though, is going to be able to do some fairy feeding around and speed this up a bit, and he's saying forget the other item? No, he's not. He's gonna...
No, he's looping back around to the eastern side of the map.
That makes sense. So take the river to get to the east.
Is it in the southeast corner here where Chroma's at? I'm trying to figure out what's left between these three.
Definitely seems possible.
He is trying and failing to link feed it here. There we go.
Okay, at Magic 2, 7 bars, MiRai has just enough to cast Fairy twice.
Okay. They have gotten a lot of magic. There's 2 on the west and 1 on the east.
Yeah, there's just
and there's Shetty finding his way to the east now.
This spot all the way in the southeast has just like a few like couple tile runs. Okay, it's just right here to the north.
Alright. Yeah, some tightly packed encounter tiles here that are making it a little annoying to navigate.
Okay. The kid is very likely to be required here.
It's a 2 in 3 chance right now. Minimum.
Yeah. Also, is this even randomized? Who put the kid in the kid's cave?
Good question. Also, now MiRai has to walk. They all have to walk all the way back out of here. As mentioned, you really don't want to up A.
No, it's so bad. Up egg is so... In a lot of scenes, up egg can save you a lot of time. There's some cool tricks you can do. In this scene, you just absolutely do not want to. You want to stay alive for as long as possible in these overworlds.
Oh, yeah. Because with this triple mountainous biomap, it is slow to get back to anywhere.
Interesting, MiRai deciding not to do 5 there. I'm a little bit surprised. I know a lot of runners might shy away from doing 5 on relatively low resources, but I suppose MiRai wants to try and find a glove first rather than jumping into a big palace, but it is going to be a little bit of a walk to get back.
Yeah, he does find P2 in the middle of the eastern coast there, confirming that we kind of start down the south middle of the map, and MiRai finds a Risen P-Bat Cave, Brain, maybe? There's Fairy for Patrick, Chroma's diving into 5, and that's a flute for MiRai, as hinted.
Okay, could still be required. I don't think we've seen both of our palaces. Well, I mean, there's at least as much a town still here in the east, too. But we'll see whether this P5 play works or not for Chroma. I mean, I'm sure Chroma's a very veteran runner. 4-4-4, he'll have no problem. But the question is there going to be a glove block, or is there going to be just a quick pack to the boss and a little bit of time saved for Chroma?
Yeah, Chroma by the 2-0 actually did not pick up a child, even though he was in the area. It's not on his personal tracker.
Yeah, I think if he hasn't gotten the child, probably he's going to do the same thing MiRai did, where he goes all the way down to the southeast. But he just figured, well, if I'm passing by the palace, I might as well clear it out.
Yeah. Patrick finding a hint for one of the Maze Island items in the burrow after doing Maze Island, right? That was the any key. And Shatty is also now into this P2, I think. Finding a fairy glove block. Wahoo!
And Chroma also has found a glove block in 5.
And decides he's out of here.
Yeah, that's enough for him to jet. He is going to walk it out because he's very close to a level. Meanwhile, MiRai taking it up A in P2. Shatty, I missed which palace this is.
I think this is the only light blue palace we have. His colors are a little less saturated than everyone else, I noticed.
Ah, okay, could be. Yeah, definitely seems like a similar layout, because we saw this from
his 3 or 6 was more of a burnt orange rather than the pumpkin orange we saw from some of our others.
Ah.
So his colors are just a little less saturated, just due to hardware or whatever. But I do believe this is also P2. It's also the same brick pattern.
Yeah.
Close enough in color and same brick pattern, I'm calling it that's 2.
Yeah, so Chroma getting his fairy spell, Patrick continuing to check locations.
Yeah.
Still have a thunder spell and a reflect spell outstanding. I like MiRai's play. He saw that Gooma throwing a bunch of hammers at the end of the Crumble Bridge, and he's like, actually, no, we're just gonna cast fairy now. Don't take any chances.
Mm-hmm. This is a slightly funky shaped body of water over here. We are on the... Well, I thought we were on the eastern coast, so we might actually be as far... Yeah, that is eastern side of the map, but now the eastern coast. This is just a funny lake that looks like the ocean.
Oh,
right,
getting the item here, just a heart container.
That was hinted from somebody a while ago.
Oh yeah, we had that hint already. Still worth picking up, given that it was just a pass-through item cave. Or a pass-through item room. And we've got a party in P2 here, as all 4 runners are now in it.
Yep, thank goodness that this is not a particularly painful color palette.
Yep.
If this was bright hot pink, I might be a little crankier about quad 4.
I think all the runners had the hint of the item, but also it's sort of like gotta do P2 eventually. Once you have any key, it's sort of like, well, let's just plow through this. There is no likelihood of them being blocked by fairy because they already have the fairy spell. So they should be out, barring additional glove block, they should be okay to clear this out.
Yep. Yeah, to note, Shady does not have the key, as chat points out, and we also see that Chroma's colors are similarly muted to Shady's. Patrick and MiRai have brighter colors. For Shatty and Chroma, I would definitely call this baby blue. It's maybe more of a sky blue for Patrick and MiRai. We're the first of our 4 to find Helmet Head, who, rebars a health? Okay.
MiRai getting quite a few good double hits, but Helmet Head living through it.
There we go. Attack 4, not putting the biggest dent in Helmet Head today, but we did get through it. 200 points for Shatty. And that's gem number 1 on the board for MiRai here. 22 minutes in, first of our 4.
Yeah, kind of a rough experience, lad. He already had 2,000. He's just going to get a pretty minor reward here, but he really wants that attack 5, so I don't blame him.
Yeah. And he's gotten the item, he's out here. I think the other thing too for why all 4 runners are in here is, as mentioned, getting back to anywhere really darn sucks on this seed. You don't want to have to hike back here if possible.
Yeah, and so now the question is, for MiRai, where do you go? Where is forward here in the east?
Well, he's gonna check south here, which we already saw leads to approximately nothing. Yep. And then he's gonna head to the northeast corner. If it's not, which is a complete and utter. Where's that cave up there for going to anyway? Or how are we getting there?
Yeah, well, MiRai gonna try this past their cave. We'll see. Wow, the orange Lizolfos are our other invincible enemy here in the east. Thanks.
Yay! But yeah, we've explored the eastern side of the east fairly thoroughly. I suspect this actually might dump us in the Valley of Death. I don't think we've seen that connector yet, and we know there has to be a western-facing cave to it. Nope, that's the one going north. Never mind.
Kinda did.
That's our... Okay, I just got lost then. Or this is now the true northeast corner.
Which appears to have
nothing. Absolutely sure there's nothing in that corner. Good choice. The game likes to be sneaky.
This is a really rough choice for MiRai. Do you do the Valley of Death now, knowing that you probably are going to have to walk it out? Or do you say...
back there.
Yeah, or do you walk back there later? Honestly, as much as it costs to take an up A, maybe it's worth doing Valley of Death here, doing this palace, and then up Aing and going and clearing the palace on the west. It's just such a long walk out.
Yeah, I have a question for you, by the way. Have you seen a second western-facing cave anywhere?
I don't remember.
I'm not sure how we're getting to the western side of the east, because we saw earlier that there's no western exit to the Valley of Death.
Yeah, well, we know it's not segmented.
We know it's not segmented?
Yeah, well, we've already seen all 4 of our connectors.
No, we've only seen one connector cave.
Yeah, well, we had the raft went to Death Mountain, and the bridge, and we've only seen one connector cave.
That's
just trying to go through it in my head.
Alright. Chroma and Shetty beating P2 now. I did not catch what Patrick did. He looks like he did also beat 2. Good. Okay. And then they're going to presumably follow MiRai's footsteps here in the west. Sorry. You know, I was worried about a 4-way race stream just because it can be so hard to keep track of everyone. It's a really good thing this seed has been stupidly linear so far.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't really have a lot of options.
You really didn't. But yeah, I'm thinking... I think, I might be wrong, but I'm thinking that unless this cave to the just south of P2 there for Chroma was in Passer, which I don't think it was. Unless that's a pass-through, I think we need to find that other continental connector to get to the other side of the east.
Oh man, and if there is another continental connector, you know where it is.
It's in that mountainous DM!
Hooray! There is no experience in the world that I dislike more than digging DM for a cave connector.
Yeah, and this is P1, so at least hopefully this place isn't glove lock, because otherwise this is gonna suck.
Yeah, I mean, also, important question. Where's the glove?
Well, it can't be Spec Rock right now because they don't have a hammer.
We're rapidly running out of options. Interestingly, MiRai
we
saw
have seen Palace 4. We didn't see the item in 5, though we might be glove blocked out of there, to be fair. We haven't seen P4's item, we haven't seen P1's item yet, obviously, since we just found it, and we also saw 1 of 3 or 6 on the west is pumpkin orange.
Yeah, one distinct possibility that's starting to...
No, right, Hammer's in the east, which we can't get to at this point.
Yeah, well, with Hammer in these, you can actually see on Chroma's screen that the desert tile is just off to the west of him. so he knows where it is, and we still haven't seen New Kasuda. Well, we did see that. Oh man, Chroma going for Link Feet here,
He is.
and he made it. Wow.
Nice. Shatty now doing his Maze Island dig. Yeah. Chroma now knows where, and Chroma and Patrick. Well, Chroma, Patrick, and MiRai should have all seen a desert tile. It's impossible to miss. They should have all seen that desert tile, but they cannot physically get there. We are also missing Darude and New Kasuda. We're also missing 3 downs, all of which have to be on that western side of the map somewhere.
Yeah, there's a good chance that glove is in that desert tile as well.
Glove. We were missing the hammer, and which is hinted to be on the east. I don't believe MiRai's found the item in 1 yet. Or maybe he has, because he's just sacred out entirely.
Oh, Chroma was... Oh no!
Oh, that Chroma... No.
He was trying to set up a skip, and a invisible Moa bopped him. And, well, he's got no choice now. He's definitely going to have to go clear the west.
You don't go back for the Valley of Death Palace at this point, not with that. You go check to see if you can't find a glove and do more exploration before going back.
Yeah, and MiRai
also... knows that's 6 and glove blocked, and going back there would right now be a ginormous waste of time.
Yeah, and MiRai also, having finished Palace 1, decided to not walk it out, just took his up A, and he's got to do the palaces at some point, so might as well just go back to the west now.
Yeah, we do have Horsehead here for Patrick, who I don't really found the item either. We don't have the hint for 1's item. We're not getting it, apparently, for the moment.
Yeah, I'm a little
paying attention to 1, so I don't know why neither of them got the item. I'm surprised as well.
It's possible it's glove blocked. If the item is glove blocked, you know for sure it's useless, so...
Oh yeah, the glove's the only item they want at this point. As we do get the item in this 3 or 6 is a peatback. Thanks!
Yeah, well, it means that you don't have to keep hunting for the glove here.
There is that. Hopefully we can then also find the boss. Whether that's Reba or Barba, we don't know yet, because I don't believe we've seen a window. Triple Salvos here.
This room is one of the weirdest rooms to me, because there's so many enemies packed into it, and there can only be 6 enemies loaded in at a time. So every time you go into that screen, it seems to spawn different sets of enemies. It's always a fun experience.
Yep. So as any keys on Maze Island, all 4 runners are running the same seed. It is hard enough to commentate a 4-way as it is. Commentating 2 different seeds at the same time would not go well for anyone.
Yeah.
Let's see. Patrick is in Rudo, turning in for jump, it looks like. Why not?
He's gonna get his hint that Helmet Head guards the heart. Thanks for the old
Roll
information.
His eyes at it. Yeah. And Chroma and MiRai have diverged a bit in this 3 or 6. Still no sign of windows or the boss.
Yeah, the longer we go without seeing the windows or the boss, the more likely it is this is going to be 6.
Yeah, and if it's 6, that increases the odds of getting glove locked out of here.
Oh, and there's confirmation
it
it's 6.
6. Lovely. So, Pete 3 is our 3rd palace on the east. Somewhere on that western side of the map we physically can't get to. Alright, right. Now that Chroma and MiRai are both in a 6, confirmed 6 that they've gotten the item from, we can pay a little more attention to where Patrick and Shatty are going.
Yeah.
Shatty got his upstab a minute ago, Patrick's doing that now.
I'm a little surprised that both of these runners went right back to the west and didn't even bother to go get downstab before heading into this P6. It wasn't that far away.
No, P6 is straight north of Star, and Nido's like a little bit to the west and north of that. It looks like Barba is accessible.
Here's the big question. Which pit is MiRai going to go for? He's going for middle pit. Okay, come on, MiRai. He's just trolling me now.
I don't know how he got here, but I so I'm not sure how we're. I think Chroma took a different route into somewhere else in the palace right now.
MiRai took some kind of a different route and went up an elevator, and that got him here.
Because I don't believe MiRai saw this open air room. Patrick now into 6. Shatty is going somewhere other than 6.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Chroma, he got behind by taking that death heading into P1, and now he's also definitely going to be doing this slower P6, and MiRai is just really pulling ahead in this race.
He is. Do know that technically it is Patrick racing Shatty and Chroma racing MiRai. There are 2 separate races, even though all 4 are on the same seed.
Yeah, and MiRai now, 15 seconds after leaving P6, has arrived to go get his upstab. I know MiRai really likes squeezing out tiny bits of time, but I really would want to get this upstab before going into 6.
Yeah. Is it just me or is Chroma stream buffering for you?
I also see Chroma stream buffering.
I am checking his. Okay, look, he's back. Though I believe. No, he's got 1 life left. I thought he was on his last, but good, he is not. Stream just went on the fritz for a second there, it looked like.
Yeah, this elevator that Patrick just went up is a point of divergence between. I think that's where Chroma and MiRai diverged. One of them went right and the other went up, and they sort of both lead to different long paths in P6.
That would make sense. Patrick taking the right. I don't remember which one was the right way. The terrible pun.
Yeah, difficult to keep track of a P6.
Yeah.
Is MiRai gonna keep?
He's gonna make sure there's nothing south of the P4, I guess. We've seen everything else, so maybe MiRai's not sure.
What would there even be here? They found all the things on the west already.
I guess there could have been the connector cave there somehow.
Okay, that's fair. We haven't seen the last connector, and MiRai is dreading the thought of having to go into Death Mountain, but he is going to clear out our last palace here.
It's GP. He can't.
Yeah. Well, isn't there? There's one more palace though. Isn't it P4 though?
It's by the raft tile. He just walked past.
Okay.
He just stopped it to check this.
So he's
gonna counters.
He's gonna go back east, but I'm not sure there is another way here.
I don't think so. He's not taking the southern coast, so I assume there's not a way to walk along it.
He'd already checked the southern coast. There is not a way to walk along it. Okay, no.
Oh, there is this cave. Never mind.
This is west-facing cave. I'm a little surprised with a west-facing cave basically right at the start that none of our 4 runners decided to check it initially.
Yeah, okay. So we are now on the western side of the east, so never mind needing to go to Death Mountain, I guess. I honestly forgot this was here. Whoops!
It could still happen. Okay,
oh, yeah, we can still need to dig Death Mountain. We still have a glove.
Chroma did eventually found a way around to Barba, so he's not going to be too far. I'll be losing a couple minutes here in P6.
But never mind. There's the connector cave. Completely utter dead in Death Mountain. Thanks, game.
Yep. I mean, good news for the runners. No need to go any further into Death Mountain. Unless the glove is there, we still haven't seen a rock yet.
Also, it's a good thing they all got the flute because the river devil was sitting up just north of Darunia here today.
Yeah, man. If you
I'm fairly sure river devils required today. That northwest corner is required because of how much we're still missing.
Yeah, if you had gone through this pass-through cave initially and checked this west side first, you would have been in rough shape. Yeah.
I think again, looking at their personal trackers, I think the Chroma doesn't have either apparently. MiRai and Patrick have flutes at least.
Yeah, but I don't think either runner that's missing the flute is it's a little awkward for Chroma because he's already left the east, and if he when he eventually goes back there.
If he takes the pass-through before he gets the flute, which I don't remember where that was.
Yeah.
As Patrick's gone the wrong way in 6. Oops.
Yeah, MiRai has gotten upstab. The reason MiRai is getting upstab, Chadbert, is because the jump spell is hidden behind the trophy. And so MiRai knows that he's not likely to get it this seed, and so he's going to get upstab because he can't get jump spell to do upstab skip.
Yep. He does not want to spend extra time in 5 if not needed to go dig the trophy out of there.
Yeah, very reasonable.
In fact, they're going to try and leave P5 till last, as that is, yep, 7. They all have 7 jars of magic, so they can all go get the 8th jar from the old lady. Great.
Yep, and MiRai, having previously spotted the desert tile through the mountains, is headed straight towards it.
Yep, and that's our medicine. Great. That is fire for whatever that's worth.
Yeah, it's also not a hammer, so Sunken Peabag Cave definitely going to have our hammer.
And it's not there, actually, as we get that's Spell and Nukasudo, so we can go check what that is immediately.
Interesting. Shatty did find a way into Nukasudo, so the Nukasudo was not underneath the
I think Nukasudo is to the south. And yeah, not under the foresting. I think Nukasudo, it's also not flute locked. Yes, there's our hammer. And there's our glove from MiRai.
Okay, so the glove was not behind the flute block section of this west end of the east.
Okay, so that's handy. Unfortunately, I think Old Kasuto might. I haven't seen that yet. I'm not quite sure, though. I'm also not sure what Chroma is.
Yeah,
Purple mountainous biomes, making it kind of hard to tell where anyone's going. And no, this is flute locked, I thought, up here in the north from MiRai.
Chroma's checking some spots that he hadn't checked on the west. He's going to find King's Tomb here.
Okay, that's where he is. This is a hot mess of the map, so... There's a hint. That flute Chroma Pro, actually, that's good for Chroma, as we get a heart container in P3 for Shatty, who has found that somewhere I completely missed. I think he went south from the pasture, so I guess it's somewhere over there.
Yep, and wow, what a quick palace. Quick item, quick boss, and he's going to be out of here.
Yep. We are in effective no mode as a race room at this point, I believe.
Yep, yeah, the last item we were looking for was the glove, and MiRai has found it.
Yep.
Oh, I guess we have knowledge of all the spells now. We are in no mode. Yeah, so it's just a matter of our runners getting together and grabbing all the items for themselves and clearing out these palaces, of which there are still many remaining.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be a lot of palace clearing. MiRai is now heading south, which is I think where Shatty's at someplace. Yeah, that's south. Okay, good. This was both Nukasudo and P3 hiding out in the southwest corner. Sense of direction's not utterly wrecked. Yay. For once. Yeah, this was an interesting seed as far as things go. Triple mount. At least 2 mountainous biomes. That DM was either mountainous or caldera. We didn't see enough to verify either way. Good thing they didn't end up actually needing to dig it.
We're gonna call DM the nothing biome, the not occurring in this seed.
Yeah. Yeah, MiRai's in a pretty good position. He's our only runner in Go mode. He has the most houses beat out of everyone. We know P3 is a stupid fast dig, because he's going to be done with this real fast.
Yeah, this is actually just 3 rooms.
It really is.
It's
okay,
like
game.
Turn right, get the item, kill the boss. GG.
Yep. Patrick's back on the east. He is going to be our... he and Chroma are both in this cave at the same time, and will both reach the western side of the east at about the same time here.
Yeah, Chroma going west here is going to be good for him because he's going to be able to get his glove. He's going to be able to get everything that he needs here. And then when he goes back to do P1 and Valley of Death, he'll be totally done with the east and can just stop out.
I thought the path just north of Patrick here is where the River Devil's at.
Ooh, interesting. MiRai burning his gem at 557. He must... I haven't seen what Thunder costs, but he must be certain that it's castable.
Yeah, I guess. He does have 7 jars.
Yeah, Magic 5/7 jars it's probably but not guaranteed to be castable.
Yeah, he is heading back to the other side of the east now. He's going to go beat P5 is where he's going, and then head back to the west. Right. Rain slightly on the struggle bus. Yeah, Shatty and Chroma cannot go further north from Darunia. That is a River Devil block.
Oh, is that where the glove is too? Is it?
Yeah, it's in the glove and Old Kasuto are both up there. Although they might be able to take this pass through to get up to that, actually.
Okay, I wasn't sure exactly where that glove was in relation to the block.
No, it's either that pass through or the River Devil. So they could take the pass through, but they have to take it if they want to skip the Devil.
Okay, so just gonna be slightly longer for the runners that didn't pick up the flute, as opposed to a complete disaster.
Yeah, thankfully. Hammer for Chroma, which we know is not necessary. Patrick's in Darunia.
MiRai passed by that forest tile and didn't even check it. He's like, oh, I don't need this. I don't need anything. I need to go clear palaces.
Yeah. Here's a thought. Chroma never went back for that child, did he?
He did not. Unless he got it and just didn't mark it in his tracker. That's going to be difficult.
Because he needs to get that to turn it in for Reflect.
Oh man, we got a Canadian hole sighting here in P5.
Oh geez, yep.
Thankfully,
Patrick, you have a flute. You should go move the Devil.
Yep. Thankfully,
Chroma's unfortunately already behind. Not having a child's not going to be the thing that does him in, but it doesn't feel good. He's also gone south before going north, so he doesn't have his glove from the northwest corner yet.
I don't remember whether that was required here or not.
He's in 3, it's not. This is a 3-room palace.
Oh, that's right. This is the one where you just hold right and you're instantly done.
So it's probably for the better that he doesn't have a glove.
Yeah, man, if he was able to go left there, that would have cost him a ton of time, because we know that literally the entirety of the palace is over there.
Yeah, no kidding. And here's a reasonably fast Guma for MiRai, I think. It doesn't look like he spent a ton of time in here.
Yep.
But yeah, Chroma does tend to like to take lefts, which would have cost him a heck ton of time. He'd had that glove here in 3, so... Gloves in Sunken Peabag Cave Chatber. It's up in the northwest corner, which is behind either the flute or a pass-through cave. River Devil actually being of moderate usefulness today. Not hard acquired, but actually being of moderate usefulness.
Yeah, save you about 15 or 20 seconds. Is a pretty reasonable time.
Yeah, I'd say so.
MiRai has burned yet another gem as he's going to zoom on his way to P4 and I'm sure light that on fire.
Yep, he might actually sub-arrow this if its P4 and GP are decent.
It's definitely looking like a possibility. MiRai has played this seed basically perfectly.
Pretty much. Our other own is just not quite as efficient in some ways. Varying things, Chroma dying in the Valley of Death. Somewhat longer overworld explorations, I think, involved for some. Shatty's had some rough deaths in the early game, I think, that put him behind everyone else a bit, plus the trip through Saria.
Yeah, Chroma's lost a little bit of time in some of his palaces, just having unluckier routing, but I think that death in the Valley of Death is really going to be what does Chroma in.
Yeah, because he's still got to go all the way back.
Ooh, Patrick surviving a trip to Old Kasuto on Zombie Life.
Yeah, barely. There's not a good update point anywhere near here. Let's get a convenient ferry, though.
Wow, that is a very convenient ferry.
And we are now into P4 for MiRai.
Yeah, Chroma's seeing the River Devil and not going to be happy about it.
Nope. He will find a pasture cave here in a sec, so he's not going to be completely crappy, but it's certainly not what you want to see. Also, I like that. That connector cave's kind of funny there on the mountain.
Yeah, seeing that connector cave so you know for sure there isn't another segment to the east and you don't have to go to Death Mountain is nice, isn't this? Okay, at least we don't have that nonsense in this scene.
Yeah, I thought we might have had it, but no, there was a pasture cave, thankfully. Game wasn't quite that stupid.
It would have been nice if the River Devil were actually required for once.
Right. We did have semi-segmented west and east, though. That west was basically horseshoe-shaped.
Yeah, really it was. And not only was it horseshoe-shaped, but you started all the way at one end of the horseshoe.
Yeah. And then the east is hard left-right split, basically.
Wow, P4 has I hadn't seen the Canadian hole in forever, and we have 2 Canadian holes this scene.
Yep.
Without jump spell either, so if our runners do end up having to cross the hole, it's going to be a tricky procedure.
Mm-hmm. And Rebo's down for Patrick. Shatty and Barba gonna be our final runner to clear this palace.
Yeah, attack 5 making quick work.
Here's the glove for Chroma, who is now a child from Go Mode, I think.
Yeah, he'll be able to go back to that eastern end of the east and hopefully take a diversion to Maze Island to get his child.
He'll get the hint when he goes to Darunia if he hasn't done that yet.
Oh, that's right. He did get the hint in Darunia. He was in it just a little bit ago, and yeah, gonna be unhappy to see that it was, him taking a gamble and skipping that item not paying off today.
Yeah, I don't even remember how close he got to it. I thought he was down in that southeast corner, but it's been a minute. But yeah, I'm not going to be happy to have to go back.
Yeah, Trail's correctly noting that the Canadian hole in P5, both not necessary, and you coming in from the right means that you don't need to clear the jump. You can just cast Fairy. But if you're going left to right, if you get the true vanilla Canadian hole experience, it's a pretty tricky jump.
Yeah.
Especially with randomized palettes making it hard to see where the ground separation is.
Yeah. P5 now for Patrick. MiRai's done with 4, also burning the gem, and he is going to go wind his way all the way around the horseshoe to the other side to GP. This seed really showing off the mountain is
Yep, it's you could always get to everywhere, right? Well, slight correction. The logic guarantees that you could always get to everything that has a thing. You're not guaranteed to be able to get everywhere on the map, but every place that has any of the notable locations or items or hints or anything is guaranteed to be accessible.
Yeah. No, so GP's our brightest colored palace of the day because of course it is.
Yeah, wow, that is not the worst, but still pretty bright. Wow, MiRai has 3 spells. He actually just only, despite having visited every town, only picked up the required spells. He knows that Chroma is a very fast runner, and he just I'm not going to waste any time I don't need to. Full foot on the gas, and he's going to go very, very quickly through this GP. Fortunately for him, Chroma's had a bit of a rough time this seed, and is going to be quite some distance from being able to join him here.
Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, this GP is a good couple shades brighter than that P2 was earlier. You know from MiRai's side that you're racing Chroma. One of the best runners in the community, you cannot afford to lose time. So, that's a pretty good race from our runners, though. Patrick and Chroma pretty close. Shatty is making decent progress himself, and MiRai here is on pace to be a potential sub-hour as long as this GP doesn't totally suck.
Yeah, I mean, it's GP, so...
Yeah, that's the thing. Shatty running into the Doom Knocker here.
It's going to be tricky, though, because MiRai has no safeties. He has no shield, no life. He's going to have to make it through here. And he also has very little spare magic. I don't know if that fairy cast means he doesn't have enough for thunder.
I don't know either, as he gets a second of these rooms in a row.
And we'll see if this one doesn't have a bird in it.
Nope. You're wrong.
At least it's an orange bird. You can fight those.
He does have 7 magic jars and 7 hearts at least, which does help MiRai. This seed was decently generous of those. Chroma for Patrick. Chroma has he found his child yet? I haven't kept track of his.
He did go back and find his child.
Okay. Did not mark it on his personal tracker.
I didn't actually see him get the child, but I did see him revisit Maze Island, and there's no way that he would have left Maze Island without that child, because he now knows it's there. Relatively fast Thunderbird for MiRai.
Yeah. Here's the item in 4, which is a lovely red jar. Thanks.
MiRai did need to take a death to cast Thunder. Man, I'm really not sure whether he has an extra fairy cast in him or not. I don't know either. MiRai takes 1 bop, but still keeps the pattern going, which is all that really matters.
Yep. Making good progress so far. There's 5 down for Patrick. I didn't think Karok was too terrible to find for MiRai, and there it is for Shatty. And now Chroma's diving 5, which I think was not a super long dig, but it did take a couple minutes.
Yeah, MiRai found a quick route through it. We'll see if MiRai just had some lucky routing, or it was just the obvious route. Oh, looks like it was the obvious route.
That is definitely the obvious route. So. I thought it was maybe a little longer, but nope. That was a 3-room 5-2, apparently.
P6 attack 6 does not look like it's substantially stronger than attack 5.
Chroma just shaking his head. Taking a death there.
Yeah, taking a death when you have full magic and life spell available is a little sad, but he's going to be absolutely fine for this next attempt. Yeah.
MiRai is now in the rooms after T-Bird, and, okay, game. I guess we're done.
What a fairly fast seed and a fairly fast GP, and basically just a textbook showing here for MiRai, going to be easily sub-hour.
This has been a very, very nice run for him, as Patrick's now in 4, Chroma's done with 5, and Shatty is somewhere on the east, I think. And no, I'm not quite west. Brain.
Yep, and MiRai finishing with an official race time, 55 minutes, 37 seconds. Get your GGs in chat.
GG, MiRai. Very, very nice run. We'll have him in for an interview once the credits roll. I'm gonna go pause him. And that will be MiRai moving to 3-0 here in Swiss, as I hit the wrong button. Oops.
And for once, MiRai seems happy with his showing after finishing a race. And I would be too if I were MiRai. That was extremely clean.
Yeah, there's not really much of anything to complain about, I think, on his end, to be honest. I mean, aside from the map being that, but I think this was he didn't really make any mistakes.
He has one thing to complain about. He, in P6, didn't trust me on the left pit and went to the middle pit and was punished for it.
Okay, there's that, I guess.
Yeah, and looks like Chroma has forfeited in the race room. I don't blame him. The race is over, and we'll see if he decides to keep playing around with it or he's gonna
just come and chat. Yeah. We are going to go and switch over to our 2-player scene. Let Shatty and Patrick race it out here. But before I do that, since that's going to move Chroma and Rai from the runner command, please give both of them a follow, as well as Patrick and Shatty. Just give everyone a follow here. We're all great runners, so lovely people to watch, so please go give them a follow if you haven't already, as well as thank you to my co-cam Eleanor and to our trackers, Takeover and Homewrecker. I need to fix the command for home, and scene swap incoming. Then we'll see about Chroma and MiRai for interview. Apologies to our trackers that might have broken the trackers. I will need to figure that out in a minute and check our cropping as well, because things that broke Shatty's cropping. Give me a sec. And we are now joined here by somebody. GG's, MiRai.
I dragged MiRai in.
Give me a sec, and I found Chroma too. GG's, Chroma.
Hello?
GG, dude.
What? GG to you.
Okay.
So there is one thing that really hung on everything. There were plenty of mistakes that were bugging me, but there was one big thing, and that was that I explored all of Maze Island and missed the child.
Yeah.
Tiny little wing that I don't even know why I didn't check it. And I guess in my head it was crossed off. I already checked the corner, so walk around. And man, that messed up a lot. I also went into Valley of Death, maybe a little under-leveled for not having a cross, because I could not get past the last cave connector in Moa. I took, 2 pretty significant game overs while exploring, which I can't remember the last time that happened. It was, we were squishy at first in this seed.
Yeah, I tend to, even with all the safeties that we start with in Standard, I still tend to favor life levels early on because of that, just in case that it ends up that way where life stays bad for a while. I think I had life 3 before, because there was a 3/6 was right there on the west, and then the 200-point Iron Knuckles, I got a few life levels there, like level 3 or something.
Smart.
And I don't know. Yeah, it sounds like, I mean, I guess did you go, oh my God. Yeah. So I guess I full cleared Maze Island. So I with the branch, there was the right side, and then it was a dead end on the right side, but I went left and I wrapped all the way around, then I had to go back to the right side. So I full cleared Maze Island as well, but I mean, not as well, but the first time through I didn't right location.
Well, I did full clear it eventually.
Yeah. This
twice
is
over. Yeah, that threw off a lot of things. Meant I couldn't get Reflect when I found Reflect Town, so I had to backtrack, and yeah, just the game overs really killed me. I still had to do 4 and 1 when you finished. So,
okay.
There's a degree to which, other people are playing, and it'd be cool to see how it stacks up, but also just sometimes you just gotta know when to throw the underwear out and go home and try again tomorrow,
Joke's on you. I don't wear any underwear.
Ah!
Maybe that's TMI for ZSR, but you know what?
That's
actually no one will ever know.
Pretty standard for MiRai, honestly. Yeah, no one will ever know.
It's a little TMI.
It's the way we do the good luck racing. Some people don't take showers, some people don't wash their underwear. You just don't wear. I'm bottomless here. Y'all can't see the bottom of the camera.
Guys,
keep it in mind for the next race. And got to even the competition somehow. Yeah, we can move on, Star. Sorry.
Yes.
I don't want Tress to come and boot us all out of here.
Psychic damage.
Man. Oh, I was
yeah.
worried. I was worried about the forest tile. I was worried about a hammer.
Yeah, that hammer didn't show up for a minute there. We did see it. It's in the spell hammer.
Okay.
It was a bridge.
Well, yeah. I mean, I figured it was nothing once I saw everything else.
Yeah.
Well, from my perspective, I walked, obviously checked the raft when you passed by there, saw Hammer Cave right next to the landing point. And I was like, all right, well, I don't really want to do this. Let's try to save some time. And it's right here. So I backed out of there. Did you jump in there?
I did it. I went in. It was a pea bag or a jar. It was an extra life. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's the biggest fear, dude, is you waste all that time. Because we weren't in a favorable spot, right? Because if you up and aid, you either had to walk out of there, even though you were right by the raft, you could just land at the top of the map. Or if you up and aid, you had to walk back from North Palace up to the top of the map. And it was a little bit of a walk. And I was just 4 is right here, and 3/6 is right before it. So it's if I feel I'm going to need something out of here, I'll come back in this direction. But I mean, it could have been the glove, and there were glove blocks.
That's a good call.
So I mean, I don't know. I mean, it was a coin flip, and I just gambled on that, saying I mean, it's right there, and I don't want to mess it around with Death Mountain right now. Even though we've got the boots, and it looks like we might be able to. I don't know whether it was a Caldera or anything. I didn't go back to the mountain.
It was either Caldera or Mountainous, I believe.
Yeah.
We didn't see which. I thought actually for a bit that it might have been a DM required for the connector cave because we hadn't found a way to the western side of the east until we realized, oh, there's a passage cave I forgot existed.
That was what I was going to talk about next. Is that when I got, because I made it through Death Valley and did one, the item was glove blocked, so I was a little afraid that again.
We were wondering about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little afraid that it was going to be like the hammer. I'm like, well, I don't have the glove. If I need the hammer for this stupid forest tile, this is going to suck. But I was glad it wasn't the glove. I mean, it would have been nice if it was the glove, but at least you know it's not the glove when the item's glove locked. So I up and ate out of there, and I'm thinking, I'm missing a palace. I'm missing towns. How do I get to the other side? I saw a desert tile from VOD, and I'm like, either it's Death Mountain Connection Cave, or I'm forgetting about a western-facing pass-through on the east. And so I went back to the east first before digging around DM, and sure enough, there was that pass-through there. So I felt good about that, and then found everything else from there. But it was, I was a little concerned because if anyone had gone west first, you would have had the glove, and then...
Oh, yeah, that would have been the play.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. We were a little concerned because of the river double, but there was a pass-through up there as well. Because only 2 of you got the flute originally. Shatty's got the flute now, but he didn't have it first trip, and Chroma never found said flute, I think.
No, I think it was probably Item Cave.
There's a risen
it was...
Yeah, I never saw that, so it was probably closer to Valley of Death.
Yeah, speaking of the Valley of Death, I think Shatty misplaced the entrance, because he's trying and failing to find it right now.
It's up there.
Shatty was the only of our forerunners to not go to Valley of the P1 in the Valley of Death, the first trip through the east, and he's failing to find it right now, unfortunately. It's going to take him a couple minutes to get back there.
Well, I almost didn't make it through, dude, because I screwed up 2 fairy feats. At 54 cost of fairy, I could cast it twice, but I screwed up 2 fairy feats, and then I was stuck. Like, I came in there a little... there was no palace to up and A at other than Maze Island, but I think
Dude, you know what to do. You need to learn Link Feed. It's time.
Well, do you know what? I know.
We haven't seen...
That's what it's for.
Times late in this tournament so far, Chrome, and I saw a couple of those from you today.
And when they work, they are so smooth. You feel so swaggy, and then when they don't work, you feel like an idiot going like back and forth again and again.
Yeah. Right.
It's really not worth it from the right side, though. Like I'm just not going to try that unless it's like a super early connector bridge that I might try once or twice. But it's so much harder from the right. Left is free though. It's no excuse.
That's how I feel about fairy feet as well, but I messed up 2 fairy feats at least, and I was just like, I was having to take counter skips and taking damage from the Moas. Luckily, getting damage boosted forward and not ending up in the lava, I was like, oh my god. And then that final cave, like you say, there was, you walk in and it's empty, and there should be like at least an enemy there, and it's like, okay, there's a Moa, and then I'm instantly dead, and I've got 1 life, and I fairy through the top side. I don't even get touched. I was like, oh god.
No way!
Yep. It was
that was going to be
pro.
like... I probably should have done that with my last life, because like my strategy on the last life there, because fairy is what you do in low percent to get through that last room. You got no lives, there's no items, you have no chance to get through there in the dark with all the Moas. So yeah, you fairy over the top and just hope for the best.
And essentially,
I didn't do that. What I did was
You're hoping to hit like spiders and stuff on the top to get damage from them, and then like iframe through any potential, invisible Moa hits. But I didn't have a cross either, so it was just sheer luck that I got no damage from Moas, but that was it. It was sheer luck.
We never saw them cross
it.
Probably, I think it's either P1 or Spec Rock.
Yeah.
I think
the strategy that I thought had some potential was I put myself right at the edge of the screen so that if I got hit, I would zombie into the other screen.
There you go.
But of course, on my last hit, it just knocked me right out into the rooms. It didn't work. I thought it was foolproof, but nope.
Yeah, this one felt once I saw, again, coming back to the flute, that's what I wanted to talk about, is like I got the flute and then I saw the river dome, like, okay. there's something up here. And then, but I saw the pass-through as well. I'm like, that pass-through could be a way through as well. And of course it was. And I was just like, oh well. I took it on the way down south because it was faster. But yeah, it's just, I was hoping that the River Devil would be doing something good today, but as usual, useless.
Yeah, it was actually moderately useful, even if not hard required, and that's better than normal for him.
It was usable.
Yeah, usable.
At least there's that.
There was actually something of use behind him. You just had an alternative.
Right. Dang. Well, for as tricky a seed as it was, the things that did go wrong, at least for you, MiRai, they're pretty nice. You know. Like,
yeah, I mean, overall's a
to have it be a
run from
perfect
you.
seed on something like that is pretty tricky. So GG's.
Yeah.
I appreciate it felt like Afterburners, dude. It felt like Afterburners. I checked for the trophy hint. It was in P5, and when I was in P5, I found Guma fairly quickly, and I was just like, do I look for this stupid trophy or not? I was like, nah. I'm not going to look for this. No. And GP was a joke.
It was not worth it for Jump, yeah.
Yeah, GP was a joke in the end. It was simply just immediate left to an elevator up, and then you had, it was the glove block elevator room. You had a left and a right. I just picked right. It led to Thunderbird. From there, it was just linear to Darklink, and that was it. It was just, I don't know, 10, 11 rooms maybe total.
Now, when you say immediate left, was that a left turn that you chose to make, or did it take you that way?
No, you were forced left. Yeah, forced left to an elevator up eventually. Then there was a junction. There was one junction. I went right. I never saw another junction through Thunderbird and to Darklink. So it was just hold right from the junction.
Yeah.
By the way,
Nice.
I realized I had the wrong tracker links in the thing. They're fixed now. Hopefully, trackers can be a little finicky with 4-way swaps.
I guess finally the only thing that felt bad from my perspective is I wanted to go back to Maze Island when I was coming back to the east and checking for that. What I didn't know at the time was that western-facing pass-through cave that led to the rest of the east. I wanted to hit up Maze Island because I'm thinking if I'm going to get sucked off, if I'm going to get drawn off in this direction, I'm going to have to walk back to Maze Island. Should I go to Maze Island now without the glove, though? It's like, do I go to P5 without the glove? I wasn't sure about that. I don't remember if there was a glove block or not, but I had to walk back from the west side of the east, through the pass-through cave, back north to Maze Island. That was probably the bad routing, but again, I don't remember if there was any glove block, and I found Guma pretty quickly in a not standard location. I don't know. I went right till dead ends, maybe. I don't even remember P5. It was pretty quick.
If you took the drop, that was it.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
pretty
like
much
a
just
couple rooms
drop and go
behind.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how I got through. Yeah, Mercs. Sorry, I shouldn't draw attention to it, but I caught it too.
Was it phrasing?
It was phrasing.
It was phrasing.
It was phrasing.
I missed it too, admittedly. We do have
You're
T-Bird for
fortunate.
Patrick, though, so he's almost done, because Darklink was the room after T-Bird. He's like, technically there's a straight elevator, then T-Bird, and then Darklink. Also, not you. Allergies or something. P1's down for Shatty. Unfortunately, he still has P5 to go, I think, according to the trackers, so, me being a Scatterbrain's trackers. But yeah, we'll see if Patrick wants to interview here in like a minute.
Cool. I'm probably gonna dip myself out because, like, I'm only gonna get more immature as this goes on.
Yeah.
And I haven't had dinner yet, so I'll
Okay,
get to
go eat dinner, Chroma. Go do
that.
that.
Yeah. Thanks for the match, MiRai. Always a delight.
Absolutely, dude.
Good luck to you both next week. You're up to 3-0 right now, MiRai. Top seed in Swiss at the moment.
Well, that just puts a big target on my head. So next week I'll definitely be 3-1. So.
Good luck.
Yeah.
And good luck to you, Chroma. 2-1 ain't bad
Thank
either.
Nope, not upset at all.
Still 2 weeks left of Swiss. All right.
Yes, indeed. Okay, and I'll see you guys later then.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm out. See ya.
Thanks for the stream, and I'm out as well. Take care, folks.
Later. Also, I apparently forgot how many rooms there were between T-Bird and Darklink. A couple more than I thought, but not by much. Apologies for the trackers thing, I just forgot, because interviewing people, commentating, restreaming gets a little spin my head around the black a bit. But there we have now Patrick on Darklink, Shandy heading down stab, I think, and we'll be done here shortly for Patrick.
It's going to be interesting to see what Patrick thinks, having seen MiRai finish this in 55 minutes.
Yeah, because that is GG's to him, 112.28. And Shatty's decided I quit. GG's, Shatty.
Yeah, I understand. This has been a rough seed for him.
It
sort
has.
of a bunch of nonsense strewn out everywhere. Certainly a punishing seed if you do make errors as well.
No, for sure. I'm trying to think of what particularly put Patrick behind MiRai here today. He will be joining us in a couple minutes. Patrick will join us in a couple minutes. We'll see about. Actually, gonna just go like Shatty in right now. And there's Patrick. Hey guys, GG.
Yo, GG's. Well done.
Hey, thank you. Good game, Shatty, too. That was a quick one, I thought. Kind of just went smoothly.
Yeah, I GDs to you both. My first question, I know you know it being a 4-way can kind of give you a little bit of extra information to throw you off. How did both of you feel when you saw MiRai finish the scene in 55 minutes?
MiRai being MiRai.
That's one way to look at it.
Yeah, it made me less worried about Great Palace, because I didn't have any safety spells going in.
I didn't either. He had Thunder, Reflect, and Fairy, and that was literally it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so I think that the biggest thing about this seed was just how painful it was, like if you took a game over. Like getting from Great Palace to like P1 was like a 5-minute walk or something like or from North Palace to P1 was like a 5-minute walk.
It was bad. Yeah, those mountainous biomes were very, very linear.
That
yeah, I was
P1,
really happy. Oh,
I could not figure out how to get there.
We noticed.
I could see it. It's right there.
We noticed everyone else actually did P1 before going to the western side of the east. You missed it.
Well, Chroma attempted to get to P1 before.
Well, yeah, that
The
Chroma
Valley of Death
came
on
over
low
to the Valley
levels
of Death.
was difficult. I don't think we saw Cross at all today, so probably Hammer Cave or
Hammer.
we saw
No,
Hammer
it's Spec
Cave,
Rock
probably
or
Spec Rock, yeah.
P1, I believe, is our only
It was-
remaining item locations.
Yeah, it was in P1. That's a lot.
Oh,
Went the wrong way in
thanks.
there. Yeah.
That answers that, I guess.
Yeah,
not much more to
I'm
say
happy.
from my end.
I know. I'm pretty happy with how I played. I think I had 4 gems when MiRai finished, so
Something
I hit my
like that.
hit my
Yeah,
goal.
I think he had 1 in 5 left at that point, Shetty.
Yeah, all 3 of these guys are just, I mean, they're in like a different weight class than I am. So I was like, if I can get like 3 gems placed before like I have to DNF, like I'll be thrilled. And I mean, I just placed my 6 gems. I mean, I'm ecstatic.
Yeah, I mean even more than usual. I think MiRai basically just turbo jet seated this.
He played this really, really well. Really, no significant routing errors. Got everything pretty efficiently. No particularly painful test or game overs. It went very well for him, which you kind of have to get a sub hour in this flag set.
Up to the point that you went to the east, pretty much everyone was on the same routing because it was so linear, right? Like you did everything in the west, and it's like, well, I guess I'm gonna go east. The only significant divergence there was Patrick. You decided to go do Hammer Cave. I don't remember if you did as well, Shatty.
Yeah, that was a nice one-up, I think.
Yeah.
He walked like it was like 3 minute round trip through there. Probably, at least. It cost you a couple minutes to go over there from 1-up and then walk all the way back out. But walking back out was still faster than.
If that had been the glove, it would have put
Yeah.
you way ahead.
Oh yeah, for sure. But nope, just a 1-up.
Yep, that happens. But yeah, I figured if I didn't do that, and had gone right in Great Palace instead of left, I would have been close to an hour. But yeah, that was just who knows. Sorry. It's late here. I have no more thinking words. So.
That's fair.
So yeah, I'm gonna
I mean,
sign
this
off
is-
and go to bed. So good game against Shatty.
Yeah, GG's
Good
you
luck next
both.
round.
Good luck indeed. You're up to 2-1 now for you, Patrick, and 1-2 for you, Shatty.
Yeah, GG's, well done. I'll go back among my people down at the bottom of the bracket. But thanks you guys for putting it on. It's a lot of fun. Having a blast in this tournament as always. Always a good time, even if we don't win much, but we have fun. So what else can you do?
And that's the goal of random, I suppose, in the end, is to have fun. So, GG's. Thanks for racing.
Yeah. Thanks everyone.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you.
All right. Any last thoughts from you then, Elendar, before I take us out of here?
Nope, that's all I got. Thanks again to Star, and thanks to our trackers for putting on this 4 race nice and smooth.
Yeah, this went pretty well. Minor tracker goof aside. Please do give all 4 of our runners a follow: Patrick, Shandy, MiRai, and Chroma, as well as my co-com Elendar and our trackers, Cooper and Homewrecker. Thanks all so much for that. And to in chats. That is going to be it here for us tonight. Let's see. Coming up, we do currently have on CSR Main, we've got a Link to the Past Randomizer Cross Keys Tournament semifinals match. Game 1 between Relkin and Allison. We've got 3 races tomorrow. We've got ourselves 2 Z2R matches and another Cross Keys match. Game 2 of Allison Relkin at 9 p.m. Eastern, and Z2R doubleheader. 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern. Between 7 p.m. is Vix Rider versus Jay Coper, a 2-0 match. And then we've got 9 p.m. is going to be the Ellen Heffley versus Homeworker, 1-1 versus 2-0 match on that side. We also have on Wednesday, actual restream plans to be determined, but there's a whole host of things Wednesday evening. You'll be seeing a lot of us then, assuming we get volunteers, because we've got 4 races currently scheduled between 6:30 and 10 p.m. Eastern for Wednesday. Logistics TBD, but we hope to see you then. As well as for races throughout the week. 5,000 races on Wednesday? Yeah, no kidding. But at least for now, that is going to be it here for us. We're going to go over and see how Krauski's is holding up. They're a little over an hour in. So, thank you for watching all, and we will see you next time.